there is absolutely no excuse why Canada is not leading an anti-genocide movement on the global stage.
Everybody here is demanding the same thing, that they want to see Gaza and Palestine be free. This is what they're calling for today.
This was the map of Israel before the Nakba happened in 1948.
The economy is in the pits, so why is the Canadian government using its money to support Israel financially?
Assalamu alaikum, I am Ahmed Ramadan for Muslim Network TV, and this is GTA Muslims Today. We are here in the heart of downtown, where demonstrators have come together to mark attention to the 77th anniversary of the Nakba. This demonstration started on Yonge and Dundas Square. We've been marching down Yonge, and we've made it right now to Mainland, where we will continue moving. Right now we're going to just speak to some of the demonstrators that are here. Thank you for joining us.
Of course. Hi.
So can you tell us why you are here?
I'm here as a Canadian. I'm here as a nurse, as a woman, as a mom, as a global citizen. I'm also an anthropologist. So I deeply understand the impact that this genocide is having and that it is going to have for generations to come. We need Canada to enact a full arms embargo. We need full academic divestment. We are just not doing enough to address this as Canadians.
So that was going to be my next question. Do you feel that the Canadian government is doing enough, or do you feel that they are complicit in what is taking place?
Oh no, absolutely not. It is 1,000% complicity. We just cannot mince words about that. It's almost 2 years of this. There is absolutely no excuse why Canada is not leading an anti-genocide movement on the global stage. That is what we should be doing. There's no reason that we're not doing that. We need a full arms embargo now.
So my last question to you is, when you look around the crowd here, there's such a diverse group of people, every color, every race, every creed, everybody's come together to demand the same thing. What does that show you? What does that tell you?
This is the power of global solidarity. This is people coming together, all ages, all gender expressions, all cultures, all religions, all faiths. We are standing in solidarity. It is not about individualism. It's about community. It's about Palestine today, and that's it. That's why we're here.
Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. You can see as we scroll through the people here from a very diverse group of people from every religion, every background, every color, every age. We've seen young people, we've seen older people. Everybody here is demanding the same thing, that they want to see Gaza and Palestine be free. This is what they're calling for today. We're speaking to one of the other demonstrators here. Thank you for joining us. Can you first tell us why you are here today?
Well, I'm here today because it's been non-stop over 20 months of genocide against Palestine, and nothing has been happening. There's nobody who has done enough to stop the genocide. There's no aid getting in. All the hospitals, all the universities, all the schools have been destroyed in Palestine, and this is just a crime against humanity. So this is the least we can do. The least we can do is show up, advocate for justice for Palestine.
So do you feel the Canadian government has done enough?
Not at all, and it's been really frustrating as a Canadian. It's been really frustrating to see that the Canada is not listening to Canadian citizens. We have been showing up week after week, every single week we have been taking the streets, we have been advocating, we have been writing on social media, sharing posts, we have been asking our MPs, everybody to speak up, let the aid get in, have arms embargo. Nothing, none of it has happened, and whatever we see is all talk and no walk. They talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. They will say one thing, that, oh, Israel needs to let the food get in, but nothing will happen. There has still not been a ceasefire, so it just gives an impression that Canada has no role in world politics, in the world, for them to do anything.
So you're saying that, they're doing a lot of talk, but no action is being taken.
And unfortunately, that shows how weak Canada is, because they have not been able to achieve anything for Palestine. No food is getting in, no aid is getting in, the bombing is still going on, genocide is still going on, no arms embargo. So it's been really frustrating as a Canadian to see government do nothing.
Just one last question for you quickly, because the demonstrators are moving forward. What does it show show you when there are so many different kinds of people here come together for the same issue? You see so many different races, religions, ages of people, all kinds of people come together all on the same cause.
Yeah, so I think what it shows is that it's a matter of humanity, of human rights, peace and justice. It is not about a religion, it's not about a race, it's not about ethnicity. Because when you see the protesters from Israel's side, they're all Israelis, they're Jews. But when you see the protesters for Palestine, they're all kind of ethnicities, Latinos, South Asians, North Americans, all united for one cause.
Tell us about this map here.
So this shows how Palestine, how Israel was before Nakba, and then what you see now, the map of Israel is after Nakba. So when Palestinians were forced out, this was the map of Israel before the Nakba happened in 1948. So I think this sign is very crucial because we are here for the Nakba Day.
Thank you so much for joining us. We're standing here with Omar from the Palestine Youth Movement. Omar, thank you so much for joining us. You're one of the organizers. Why are we here today?
We're here today commemorating 77 years since the Nakba, the events of 1948 that displaced over 750,000 of our people from their land. But a big emphasis this year, as we've seen over the last 18 months of genocide in Gaza, is that the Nakba is not just a historical event, but it's an ongoing structure. Nakba is the same system of the Israeli state, what we're seeing in Gaza, what we're seeing in the West Bank. So we're taking the streets, as we have been for the last 18 months, confronting the Canadian state's complicity in the genocide and mobilizing our people to get our demands heard as a people.
So do you feel like the Canadian government has done enough?
The honest answer is no. I think we've seen statements and false claims of arms embargo from the government, but we know that there are weapon components in Canada being manufactured that are ending up in Israel. Components for the F-35, for the military weapons being used on our people. So the Canadian government has fallen incredibly short on this. We want a total arms embargo, and we want sanctions on the state too. So we want an arms embargo. We want our politicians to call out the genocide for what it is, because they are complicit. They're providing financial and political support.
So many human rights groups have been saying that although Canada said there was an arms embargo, there are many loopholes. Weapons are going through the U.S. to Israel, among other loopholes that are present. And I've been hearing a lot from the people here. They want a complete two-way arms embargo, not just going to Israel, but also Canada buying from Israel. Now, my other question for you is, take a look at the crowd here. There are so many different kinds of people here. All races, all colors, all religions, all creeds, young, old. What does that show you? What does that tell you?
For us, it's showing us that the world is waking up to the reality of the Palestinian cause. Our struggle against Zionist colonialism, their lies are being exposed. America, Israel, and the Western complicity of the genocide of our people has exposed exactly what it is we're dealing with. We see unions, healthcare workers, educators, our Palestinian Arab community, the Muslim community, all showing up in support of Palestine. So for us, this shows us that the world's waking up to our reality.
So if you can leave our viewers with a message today, what do you want to tell them?
Our struggle here from the diaspora, sometimes we think what's happening back home is abstract from us, that we can't do much, but this isn't true. These rallies are one way that we can support our people and abet the liberation of Palestine. We have to come together, we have to build a mass movement where all sectors of society, the mosques, the Islamic institutions, our organizations are working together to build a strong movement for Palestine, for the liberation of Palestine.
So that was going to be my last question, but I want to ask you one more since I have you. I want to take advantage of it. Why, as Canadians, should Canadians care about this?
Yeah, we know that the demands of Canadians are similar to what we're asking for here. We want an arms embargo. We see in Canada there's a housing crisis, inflation, the economy is in the pits. So why is the Canadian government using its money to support Israel financially? So we know that our demands are not far off from the Canadian public. Canada calls itself a peacekeeping nation, so we want to see these efforts actually contribute to helping our people in Gaza who are facing the worst genocide in modern history.
And I think other people have also mentioned, the attack of Canadian free speech and other things like that. So I think when you look at it all together, I'm sharing what people have been saying, that it's also an attack on Canadian values and Canadian citizens themselves. Omar, I really appreciate it. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much. So as you see, we spent a while here at the demonstration talking to different people and showing you the passion of the people here downtown Toronto, marching down Yonge Street. What's taking place in Gaza with the siege, no food, no water, no humanitarian aid is entering Gaza. There's been over 200 people that have been killed in the last 48 hours in Gaza, if the number is not much larger. So people have had enough. They want the Canadian government to do more. They are demanding that Canada impose a two-way arms embargo. As you spoke to Omar, he was saying, among other things, like lifting the siege on Gaza, ending the genocide. I'm Ahmed Ramadan for Muslim Network TV, and this is GTA Muslims Today. Assalamu alaikum.